Thank you. We're here today to celebrate perhaps the greatest crime in the history of our country. A crime in which the evidence was destroyed. A crime that has never been investigated. A crime that led to even worse things happening, to unnecessary and illegal wars of aggression, the loss of our civil rights in the Patriot Act, the torture of suspects, the building of detention centers for us dissidents, and the loss of our treasury. Deception and lies have become standard. And we in this country need to take back America. We need a government which follows the Constitution, honors the truth, and serves the people. After 6 years, the truth about 9/11 is that we don't know the truth about 9/11, and we should. What we do know, however, is that the outrageous conspiracy theory told us by the Bush administration and the Zelikow Commission is absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable! It's ironic that President Bush, just after 9/11, warned us to beware of outrageous conspiracy theories. And yet that's what they told us. We are the truth tellers. We know, for example, that hijacked airliners do not fly around for an hour and 40 minutes without being intercepted, unless our air defense system was deliberately sabotaged. We know that indestructible black boxes do not evaporate in the same fire from which an unharmed passport floats to the street below. We know that steel skyscrapers do not implode and collapse at free-fall speed because of a kerosene fire. We know that steel buildings do not collapse at all because of a kerosene fire, never have and never will. And we know that Building 7 wasn't even struck by an airplane. A lot of these things can be viewed as smoking guns, which prove that 9/11 was an inside job. But even if that isn't the case, even if the outrageous conspiracy theory told by the Bush administration was essentially true, the American people would still need to know, for example, why their multi-trillion-dollar defense establishment was unable to protect even its own headquarters from an unarmed aircraft. We don't know the truth, and we need to know it. We need to know who the perpetrators were. Everybody knows this was a conspiracy. Even our government says that. The question is, who were the conspirators? We need a new and independent investigation which does not have a predetermined conclusion about who the conspirators were. They should even go into it with an open mind and not even think that Cheney is guilty.
Where's the money?
We need a new investigation. Beyond that, we need to investigate the cover-up of 9/11, not just 9/11 itself. After all, Richard Nixon wasn't undone by the 2-bit break-in at the Watergate, but by the cover-up. Bill Clinton wasn't impeached for his sexual encounters with Monica Lewinsky, but for stretching the truth when asked about it. Time after time, it's been the cover-up that catches them. That was true for Martha Stewart. It was true for Scooter Libby. And the cover-up should put a lot of people in our government in jail for a very long time. Beyond that, we must look into the exploitation of 9/11 to deceive us into those wars of aggression. More people, more Americans by far have been killed in Bush's folly in Iraq than were killed in 9/11. When you take Iraq and Afghanistan put together, twice as many Americans have been killed in those wars of aggression than were killed on 9/11. If they say our government could never do anything that would be responsible for 3,000 people dying, we have to say, but what about the Iraq War? They admit they're responsible for that, and that has cost more lives. We need impeachment. People say there's not enough time. I say there's plenty of time. There is time for them to do more evil. We have to stop that. If Cheney and Bush are under impeachment, it will be a lot easier for the generals and admirals in the military to refuse orders to drop nuclear weapons on Iran. We also need impeachment in order to send a message to future presidents that if they become a despot, tear up the Constitution, ignore the will of the people, we're not going to just let them ride out their term and retire to a ranch in Paraguay. We're going to take them down. Impeachment will also send a message to the people of the world that we, the American people, do not support the evil that was done in our name. If it was okay to impeach Bill Clinton for an act, for fibbing about an act which only embarrassed his family and soiled a blue dress, why is it not right to impeach Cheney and Bush for wars costing so many thousands of lives, for lies to Congress, for lies to the American people, for the loss of habeas corpus, the torturing of prisoners, and the loss of our rights under the Constitution itself? Where is the accountability? Impeach them now. If the Congress won't do it, we have to take other means. I'm going to the Pentagon in 2 days to plead with the generals and admirals there to arrest Bush and Cheney and court-martial them for abuse of power in this country. Thank you very much.